Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about Sokka from the Netflix version of Avatar the Last Airbender. So, you guys may remember I made a video talking about how they were going to change Sokka a little bit from the cartoon show to the Netflix show in terms of him having those stereotypical gender roles where like the woman stayed behind and did the kitchen bathroom type stuff where the guys were in the front lines doing the heavy lifting essentially. And how like so they were going to change that, right? And how I made the argument how like in the anime series that like sure, Sokka had that mindset, and he made what would considered to be sexist comments. But I will have to say, like, that even though he did make those comments and he did have the mindset, over the course of the 3 seasons, we saw that side of him have character development. Like Sokka had multiple Sokka had character development not only in that way, but in like all different ways as well. But it was like I enjoyed seeing Sokka having that stereotypical mindset only to grow up, and see, hey, maybe I shouldn't have that because I see people like my sister, Katora, people like my girlfriend who will train to the moon, and Suki, and Toph. Toph being a blind person who can kick some ass. 4 ladies in my life that I met in this 3-season journey of Avatar the Last Airbender, where they defied what I thought was those gender roles. Like in terms of being badass and protecting and fighting, women can do what men do too. Like there's some admittedly, and this might piss off some people, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but like there's a few things where like women can do that men can't do and vice versa, but there's a lot of things I'll admit that men can do that women can do and vice versa. I'm not going to go into full detail because that could take up like a whole hot minute, and that's a topic for another video. But the reason why I bring that up, because they, like I said, they decided to change that in After the Last Airbender Netflix show, right? And they said, oh, well, I think it was this guy who says Sokka, saying, who was Sokka saying, don't worry guys, Sokka is still intact, you just doubt that him having that stereotypical side down a bit. And the reason why I'm kind of bringing that up was I will, put a link to that video in the description below. So if you guys want to watch that video, you guys can. But I want to ask or bring up the topic is the Netflix series Sokka like better, or like how should I say this? Did that change help Sokka in a more positive light? Based on, well, I'm guessing will be season 1 of like at the very least 2, if not 3, of the Netflix series of After the Last Airbender? Or did that hurt it a little bit? For Sokka's character? And I think it kind of hurt it. I like I always say it kind of hurt it because, like, sure, I feel like they could have had that chance to, like, make Sokka still a very comedic, very, like, cool character without him having that, like, stereotypical mindset. But, like, the Sokka that we got in, which I'll admit, the Sokka that we got in the Netflix show was way better than the one that we got in the M. Night Shyamalan one. But the Sokka that we got in the Netflix show, he was like I feel like he was a bit too serious for Sokka, you know? He, like, sure, he will make a few jokes here and there, but, like, it didn't entirely seem at, like, a Sokka type joke, per se. And I didn't really think about this until, like, a few people brought it up to me. That, Sokka kind of felt like essentially everyone was making jokes at his, making fun of him, making jokes at his expense. And, well, like, and just Sokka became a less, like, entertaining character in terms of, like, the jokes. Like, it seems like as, like, when they dialed the sexism bit of him back, they also dialed back the joke side. That's what I'm getting at. And I feel like they could have still kept the comedic side if they chose to, like, not have him go the sexist mindset route that we saw him go and go into, through, and grow from in the anime series. Like, I really wanted to see Sokka making jokes. Like, just making jokes. Be the comedy relief that we saw that he was in the series. Sure, in the series, Sokka took things seriously, but he wasn't, like, serious 100% of the time. Compared to, like, how he is in that Netflix series. The Netflix series seems like Sokka had a pulse up his ass, essentially. The anime series of Sokka felt like he took things serious, but at the same time wasn't afraid to, like, let loose, if that makes sense. And, like, this version of Sokka kind of felt like he was afraid to let loose. And I feel like that they think the showrunners for here thought that, okay, if we have to dial Sokka's sexism back, we have to dial him being a comedic factor of the show, like him dialing back the jokes. And that's, in my opinion, that did Sokka such a disservice. It truly did. So, do I think that Sokka could have been essentially just as funny and goofy without the sexist remarks that he made or the sexist mindset that he had in the anime series? Sure, I think he could have. If they wrote it correctly, then yes, I think they could have made Sokka be kind of like the Sokka in the cartoon, but without the sexist statement, sure, or mindset. And I'm not saying that the series, that Netflix series, needs to go, like, word for word, shot by shot of the anime series. I mean, that's part of the reason why, like, the Disney movies kind of, like, the live actions so far, for the most part, aren't doing that well, because they, like, take certain scenes word for word, shot by shot. The best example is the Lion King reboot. I refuse to call what was that, like, in, like, what, 2020 is when the Lion King came out? I forget the year when the Lion King came out. I was a year off, 2019, I looked it up, but the Lion King 2019 film is a good example of that. A lot of those scenes, I feel like, were shot by shot versions of the anime movie, and the changes that they did make to the Lion King, like for example, the whole like they replaced a Mr. Piglet with a Beauty and the Beast reference. Like, sure, that might be funny, but like, dude, like keeping the whole Mr. Piglet would have been like one of the few things I would say definitely keep in the live action adaptation. But like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, but The Lion King, I feel like it's like a good example of they did a lot of things shot by shot, but it didn't work. But then like the Jungle Book, which I really love the animated Jungle Book, but the live action that came out in 2016 that had Bill Murray as Baloo, that was awesome. I love that. It had like 2 songs, I Want to Be Like You and Bare Necessities, but it took the story of the Jungle Book, but it didn't follow the step-by-step process as the animated movie. And I respect that, which is why the Jungle Book 2016 is my personal favorite live action that Disney has done. So, to my point is, by bringing up the Disney live action remakes, is that I haven't really expected. I never really expected this Netflix adaptation of Avatar the Last Airbender to follow the anime series scene by scene, line by line. Guess that's actually like one of the criticisms I got from when I did that video in the comments. And I just wanted them to like really honor like each character, like the lore of the character. Like if they're gonna do like Aang, do him right, which I feel like they did. Katara, do her right. Toph, do her right, which Toph I know hasn't been introduced yet. Azula, the Fire Lord, Appa, Momo, Monkey Atso, the Cabbage guy, Princess Yue, who's the Turn to the Moon. Any and every character that was in the anime series that they're going to showcase in the movie or in the show, in live action show, I want them to honor the characters and the universe of Avatar. And so, like, I commend them for wanting to try something different, but I feel like they, like, kind of did Sokka a disservice a little bit. Because, like I said, I think they assumed, since we're taking away some of Sokka's sexism, let's take away some of his, comedic humor. Let's take away some of his quips. And again, I wouldn't mind personally if they took out his like quote like. Sure, it kind of feels we're not seeing that part of him in there, like his sexist side, if they want to call it that. But like, I think I would have been like more accepting. I think it's the proper term, more accepting to it if they allowed Sokka to really leaning into his humor side, his comedic side, because even looking into the anime series, and before anyone decides to try to put words in my mouth, saying all of his jokes are sexist, not all of Sokka's jokes are about like gender roles. It's about other things too, and like they could have like leaned into like that side of him, like. But they made Sokka so boring compared to the anime series. And that's where my argument is. And that Sokka, compared to the anime series, was a bit boring. And this was part of my worry for when they were saying that they were going to switch Sokka's sexism, tone down his sexism. Like, that's where I was worried about. And so, like, sure, he's still a good character, and I'm hoping that they will have Sokka lean more into his comedic side if/when season 2 of this Netflix Avatar the Last Airbender series comes out. But again, that's like my only like real complaint or criticism about Sokka, really, is that they made him a bit too boring. And I wanted, like, he was a butt of everyone's jokes too. Like, I want to see him like make more jokes, and like sometimes when he gets be a butt of people's jokes, be a bit sensitive, saying, "Hey, I don't appreciate that. Shut up." Like, I don't know. I just feel like they could have like done better for Sokka. That's all. But anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys feel the same thing as me with Sokka, or do you guys think I'm completely crazy and that I should also like wait to see how like what Sokka, like how Sokka's portrayed in season 2 before I officially make an judgment of him? Or what's your thoughts of Sokka's portrayal in the Netflix Avatar the Last Airbender? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.